Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We got a list of 12 properties today, and if you're coming to town this weekend, just like I mentioned yesterday, join us for a tour. You're going to have a great time. You're going to get to know Milton. You're going to get to know the kinds of homes in your price range, and it's a really valuable experience. Much better than just sort of aimlessly driving around looking for open houses that probably don't really fit what you're looking for. So it's a great time. Just sign up over there. Woodley Crescent is $374.9. It's an Emery model, 1370 square feet. Nice finishes inside, dark but not too dark floors. We've got a well-appointed kitchen, some crown moldings on this one. So overall, this one definitely gets a passing grade. The next one here on Babbar Stock is around the same size. It's a little bit older. It's probably, comparing Woodley is like a year and a half compared to something like this one on Babbar Stock that's maybe even up to 10 years old, but very well done. I mean, these floors, again, very classic style. They don't really go out of style, something like that. The kitchen with the backsplash, you've got a fully finished basement with pot lights, and the whole house looks terrific. The land behind here is sold to Mattamy, so there's a good chance you're going to find homes eventually behind here, 2 or 3 story homes depending on where it is on Babbar Stock. So overall, it's a really, for $5,000 more, what you're getting is really the finished basement is a competitive difference compared to Woodley, and it's about the same size. It's just older. So Campbellville is $379.9, and a little bit sort of rural and everything else. I mean, that's what you'd expect. Now, insert trailer joke right here. I mean, that's something they probably should have moved with when they took the pictures. It's about an acre, $379. You do get the influence of some of the noise from the highway being that close on Campbellville Road. So Hayward Crescent, $415. One of the few properties that actually could be a potential good investment property. These raised bungalow backsplit styles, they're really good because you've got a door here, which leads up to the top floor. So 2 separate entrances in the home. It is a good thing if the driveway is wide enough to fit 2 cars. If you do end up renting the house, it just makes life easier for everyone. That's the upstairs kitchen. You've got the eat-in plus the living dining just off to the side. And most of the time, if you're dividing it up, you can actually divide. You can put walls in and do things there. Investors really like these kind of homes. So you've got a walkout in the back there, and then you also have the kitchen down below. So it's a 36 by 161 foot piece of property, so it's a nice sized piece of land. Probably adds a little bit to the premium of the house. If it's in good shape, you know what? This is not a bad price at all. And if you could get some decent income from the top and bottom, it could carry pretty well. Andrews Trail is $424.9. And so this model has sold on the street. We sold the same model a couple months ago for right around the same price with the finished basement. I think they're priced pretty well. They started a little bit high. They've come down a little bit. It's a little bit tougher market than it was a few months ago, but I still think that they're in a good spot with this one here. What do we have? Ferguson is $449. It's a Powell model. Nice thing about the Powell is you get all these, that's definitely an extra window. That's an extra window in the master. And so the corner Powells can often really add a lot more light into the home. You've got crown moldings here, your fireplace. Interesting thing about this fireplace is you can actually take those little brass things off, and it just modernizes it a little bit. And it's a good floor plan. It's about 1,900 square feet. We've really started to see these models come down a little bit. I mean, there's one on Robson that's between 1,600 and 1,700 square feet at $425. I mean, that's outstanding. This one, I think, is a really good price. It's probably never been a better time in 2012 to be looking at buying some of these 36-foot homes detached with a single car garage. There's one here on Scott at $464.9. Nice hardwood floors here. Scott's always a little bit busier, but you've got this little computer desk here. It looks like a very similar layout to the Powell. I don't know if they changed the name on it, but $464.9, very, very nice. Holloway is $489. They've dropped the price down from $499. The hard part about this one, it's got some really nice upgrades. It's a Heathwood home, granite countertops. It's a glass backsplash. There's a good kitchen with an eat-in here. This area is tricky to lay out because the fireplace right in the middle of the room. It doesn't allow you to put a couch against that wall. It's a very long and narrow room, so furniture placement on this home is tricky, and that's the only room you have on the main floor. There's 3 bedrooms upstairs, and there's a small little nook where you could put a desk up there. So it's definitely an interesting home. They only bought it maybe a year ago, but it's just the layout in that family room can be very tricky to deal with. So Diamond is $491,900, 1835 square feet. And when you look at some of the stuff on Ferguson, like this is $40,000 more than that house. Is it worthwhile? I mean, this is a good floor plan. It's a great house, but I'd be very aware of what my competition's doing if I was these guys. So Rule Drive is 510. We're crossing the 2,000 square foot mark on this one. Yeah, I mean, it's just straight out of the box. I mean, you got to pay for window coverings. You got to put some appliances in. I've mentioned this before. $500,000, put some appliances in the house. The walkout basement probably adds between $5,000 and $10,000 in value, so that might be the extra gravy above the $500,000 that these guys are looking for. Now, it's right across from the rural farm, and that actually has been approved to be demolished. I don't know if they've done it yet, so expect changes to happen right across the street from this home, something to definitely be aware of. So don't expect, if you go to see this one, the farm and the land in front, it's going to change. I don't know what it's going to change to, but it's definitely something to be aware of. Maxted is $584,800. Probably the chuck pick of the day. It's a beautiful house, and so you've got a pool in the back. This almost looks like the chairs you get in Mexico when you go on holidays to all-inclusive resorts. There is still a bit of grass, which is nice. I mean, sometimes people don't just want that pool sitting there. 55 by 121 foot lot is nice. You've got a great looking kitchen here. When you walk in the front door, you can see into the living and dining room. There's almost a raised area there with a railing. It's a really nice floor plan. One of these sold privately on Farmstead and got really good money, and I think this home is actually a little bit better than that one. And but we've also seen there was the same model on Sunnyvale. Wasn't bad. It needed some work, but I mean that was into the fours. So it's a very interesting comparison. You look at something like this compared to the stuff on Robertson that's sold up in the sixes, renovated. It doesn't always have the same reputation as some of those streets. So we'll see what happens. What they're doing is they're holding back on offers until Saturday in the afternoon, which is bizarre because if somebody's away on the weekend, I've always thought that if you hold back on offers, you do it Monday to Friday, you do it some sort of weeknight, usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you do it in the evening. So people are more likely to be available, especially if people are showing homes, if they're seeing other homes Saturday afternoon. I hope that doesn't come back to bite them. But they're holding back on offers for a couple days. So get in before then, and you can always give us a call to have a look. I think it's a beautiful house. So Stringer Circle is $649,900, about 2,800 square feet, and beautiful inside. I mean, this is model home level. I like the fact that they painted the walls. We've talked about that before. Just a little splash of color in these homes can make a big difference. It's possible that there's built-in speakers in here. You've got your pot lights, definitely nice furniture. It doesn't come with, obviously. Those are great lights in the kitchen. And there's a little nook just off the kitchen here. It's a little hobby room. It could be where the kids do the homework. So it looks like it might even be a built-in pantry that these guys have done there, built-in appliances. So it's a great home. You'd expect this size of home, if it's half decent, to be floating maybe a little bit less, but if it's really nice, there's a premium for really, really good quality homes. That bathtub looks like it's been updated as well with the glass shower. So some excellent stuff in this home. It's on a 43 by 88 lot, so standard sized lot. Stringer's a pretty quiet street though. If you don't live on Stringer, there's really no need to go on it. So that's the list for today. Call us if you want to come on a tour. Just fill out the form, and then if you need any help at all, we're there for you. Take care. Have a great day.